What is up, world? You are in tune to the KnoitAllz podcast. And of course, you got your usual suspects, Big G and Tate, man. What's popping with you guys this afternoon? What's popping, Big G? How you doing, man?
OHIO spring game today was boss. It
Man,
was a
listen,
great
this is what
game.
I'm going to do. I'm going to have to do this again, man, because every time I come in and I ask, what's up with y'all? Y'all both go quiet. Y'all go mute. Let's do this again. Tate,
Man, I think we just be waiting for the one other one to go. You like
Yeah.
if you said Big G, what's going on? He probably would jump in.
Yeah.
You
I
say
just
what's
did
going on
it.
with
I
y'all?
did say
We
Big
just
G,
we
but
we
Big
just some
G went over there
considerate
doing
dudes. We just some
doing
considerate
visual
dudes.
signs. Look, we ain't doing this. You doing all these visual
Look, man,
signs.
it's OHIO spring game was today, man. I told you that already.
My brother went. My brother went to the game today.
I seen that.
Yeah.
Man, listen, Linda, listen. Definitely, I am excited about this week's podcast, man. Make sure that if you are, gosh, I knew I meant to do something. Make sure if you're interested and you like what you see, make sure you like and subscribe to the podcast. Definitely, we would like to have you guys here with us and rock with us when we're doing what we do. Hey, man, but before we get it started, we're definitely going to jump into this.
Yeah. Tate, Mod is having a little technical difficulty, so he said, "Run it off, man, to start off the show, man."
Okay, what's good, man? What you want to talk about first?
Well, first thing is the big announcement and everything, and I wish Mod was here to start it out, but man, this is our 50th show, man. That's the hugest thing. I mean, outside of everything else that's going on with sports, and I know we're being a little selfish right now, but for us to put up 50 episodes, man, is just outstanding, man. And I just want to see, how you think and feel of, what's your thought process concerning the 50th episode of the Know-It-All podcast?
Man, it's a blessing to be here. It's a blessing to be able to do 50 shows with my brothers, man. I really, we got started at this, I think, like last May.
Yeah.
And outside of the Sundays at Christmas and New Year's, we've been consistently every single week, chiming in every Sunday on what's going on in sports and any other things we may talk about. We've had a lot of great guests on the show, and I mean, I'm just looking forward, man, to growing this thing as we move forward in the future. I mean, I lost my job because of COVID, September 2020, and 6 months later, pretty much we started this. So it's really been an integral part of my day to day, and just having the back channel going with you guys and talking sports and sharing the brotherhood, man. I like podcasts like The Pivot with Ryan Clark and Fred Taylor and what's the other cat's name? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I've seen it before. I just can't think of the guy's name right off the top
Played
of my head.
football for the Dolphins, man. My linebacker. What's the cat name? I play linebacker for the Dolphins. That's on the podcast with Ryan Clark.
You would ask me his name.
I can see his face. I just can't call his name.
Yeah, I can see his face. I just cannot call his name.
He played at Florida. But anyway, I like the direction their podcast is going, and that they're real funny. They really have a good rapport together, man. And I see us ultimately in the future growing.
Channing Crowder.
There you go.
That's his name.
Growing in the future to that level or higher, man.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, 50 episodes is nothing to shake your fist at, man. I mean, definitely we've been here through COVID. I mean, definitely I had it. Sean had it. We've had our bouts with it, I am honored, to have interviewed some of really great people. We're 2 episodes short of a year, but I mean, man, we've had Pierce Austin, we've had Ray Jackson, we've definitely had KJ, man, and the list goes on, man. We've had a lot of great guests here, but I think the thing that I'm most happiest about is having Tate's personality and Big G Burners. You know what I'm saying? Every week, I get a chance to get, a taste of Tate's personality and the Big G Burners, man. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see what the future holds, and definitely glad about it, man. Big G, you the only one who hadn't chimed in about this, man. Talk to us.
Man, I'm just piggybacking off of what you guys said, man. I mean, some of to understand how this concept started with us starting a podcast and what it's grown into in less than a year, man, I'm so excited about the future, man. It's just unbelievable, man. So even like how Mod is doing the technical issues right now, like and subscribe, that was stuff that from a concept standpoint, we didn't even understand and know what it was, prior to this, and now we've gotten into it and we've invested time, effort, energy, money. We've talked to people. We've been blessed and fortunate to be able to reach out to some great sports people. Mod laying down the list. I think about interviewing Damu Cherry and how great that was. I think about the interview that we had with the guy who's tied to Africa to the NBA. So we've had some stuff that other folks just would not have the opportunity to do. So to me, that's just spelling relationship. So as we move forward from this 50th show, and we just look to just continue building relationships and a brotherhood. And when you're going to look up, man, one day, and we're going to have 150 episodes, and major sponsorships and all whatever else. So we headed that way. So we laid the groundwork. Let's just keep it moving.
Absolutely. Totally. 110% agree. Starting it out, man. Y'all know I'm a Cowboy fan, and definitely I love talking about my Cowboys, but it's times like this that really makes me sad, man. And not only just for the Cowboys, but for professional football players or professional basketball players or professional athletes who don't know how to separate life. And of course, Boss Man Fat, it's been in the news, he was involved with a shooting, a homicide where somebody was shot and killed. And he was actually in the car. So it was one of those things where, go ahead, Tate.
Who was Boss Man Fat, man? You assume we know all these Cowboy nicknames, man.
Kelvin Joseph.
Okay, Kelvin Joseph, yeah.
Kelvin Joseph, who played for Kentucky, who was a transfer from LSU. Definitely he was one of our draft picks from last year. Like I said, he was involved in the shooting. And the thing that's sad is that, there's a life that happens when you're a professional athlete that everybody's not privy to, right? And, you have to understand the balance of that, because not only do you hold the cards for your family, but you hold the cards for others who are coming after you. So it's like there's a responsibility that goes there. And I know that, it's kind of hard to deal with, and this is a touchy subject, but, G, and Tate, I need to hear you guys' comments on this, man. It's like, because the sad truth to me is that those two lives can't coexist together. You can't turn the block. You can't be spinning the block and be a professional athlete at the same time. One life will actually kill the other. So talk to me, you guys. Talk to me about how y'all feel about that. And G, go ahead, just elaborate a little bit, man.
Well, the unfortunate thing is that, these kids have lives outside of, football, which we always tend to forget. And sometimes they are unable to separate past stuff with what's going on with them right now and in their future. There's alliances, and I get it. There's alliances that are built as a young man and a middle-aged man, that stem from your childhood that some folks just can't walk away from that lifestyle. So I'm not making an excuse for the young man, definitely not. But what I wish would have happened is he would have had enough people in his corner to just say, hey, man, do you need to go out to the club? Hey, man, do you need to be traveling with these guys because they do A, B, C, and D? We've seen it happen before where a guy like Ray Lewis, where it almost took his whole career down because he was tied to a murder, and I'm just hoping and praying that he really didn't have anything to do with it and it was just a random act versus, not being premeditated or planned out or all whatever else. But the issue is he's going to face the NFL conduct policy. And there's no ifs, ands, buts about it because he was in the vehicle when the actual death took place of the young man who got shot, with an untimely death. You're muted, Ma.
His name is Cameron Ray, and condolences goes out to Cameron Ray's family. And Tate, man, how do you feel about this issue, man?
Man, it's an issue that's been around forever, especially when we transition, I feel like, to a more violent society, with the influx of drugs into our society and culture in the early to mid 80s and stuff. I mean, you go back as far like the drug culture with Lynn Bias, but young people with grown money gotta mature quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Think about that. Young people with grown money. And then when you're on a team, any team, professional team, but especially a team like the Dallas Cowboys, I mean, just the publicity that will follow you just because you're part of that franchise. You know what I mean? I mean, that's one of the flagship franchises in sports, not just the NFL, in sports.
Yeah.
I mean, but to me, it all comes down to, and I have friends that have done foolish things at age 22, 23, 24. A friend, one of my good friends in prison, been in prison since 1998.
Yeah.
And won't come home for another 8 years.
Yeah.
I mean, so but what he did to get himself in trouble, he did in that window of age that I'm talking about, that 23, 24, 25. And so I'm not excusing the behavior or the guy, the boss man fat, you said his name was Kelvin Joseph. Being there, he shouldn't be there. I'm not saying that's okay, but it's just a reality of being young at that age. Your friends are your friends. You don't really learn to separate yourself from your peer group that may not mean you good until you get a little older, a little mature.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the sad part about it is that, people are looking at it saying, well, he snitched on, his two friends or this, that, and the third. I mean, honestly, man, I know the code and the conduct of the street, but there's a code and the conduct for the NFL too. There's a code and the conduct for the NBA. There's a code and a conduct for someone who is a professional. And Tate, I love how Tate just said that. He said, man, when you have grown up money and you're still immature, you do immature things with that grown up money. See, you got to understand, money is a nondescript thing. It only takes on the character of the person who has it, right?
Right.
So if you're immature, your money, and you're going to do some immature things with your money. And I know around that 21 to 24 year period with men, they just don't do some of the smartest things, right? So it's unfortunate, and I feel like young still learn from it. But yeah, being a part of the Dallas Cowboys and being a part of that organization, you're already earmarked. You can't even breathe wrong. And having this on his record, I think is going to be a blemish. And I hope that he can just kind of, like G said, lock in and play football. After, the NFL deal with you, because they are going to deal with you. Goodell is coming. Yeah. I hope you can just kind of lock in and play football. But that's that, man. I mean, best wishes to him and condolences to Cameron Ray's family. Nothing will bring him back. You know what I mean? But I think, the sad thing is in today, if we can paint any picture, you're gonna have to give one of those lives up. You can't live them both. You can't live the street life and a life in public entertainment or sports. It's just not gonna happen. You can't do it. You can't do it at all.
Right.
And switching gears, you guys, man, we got an opportunity this week to see play-in games. Man, if I don't tell you that the play-in games were serious, bro, they were super serious. First of all, I want to talk about something. Why is Zion not playing? If Zion can do these Superman bungee jump dunks, and he's super heavy. I'm not gonna act like he ain't heavy out there, but at the same time, if he can do all these dunks, why is Zion not playing? Talk to me, man. Talk to me. Tell me why you think Zion ain't playing right now.
Zion is 345 pounds, man. That's why Zion is not playing professional basketball. Zion,
really 345 pounds.
He's about 345, man. That boy is huge. He's huge. Like, and the issue is this. I mean, people say it's New Orleans and he's eating all that spicy food and all whatever else. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Because wherever you go, you're going to have the temptation of a freaking Krispy Kreme donuts, a Dunkin' Donuts, whatever. They eat beignets in New Orleans. You're going to have all them. He's eating too much food. That's the issue, number one. Number two is, and this is the truth of the matter. Ma cracking up laughing, but it's true. That joker swole. The problem is he's got Charles Barkley syndrome. Charles Barkley was the exact same way when he first came into the NBA. We used to call him a round mound and rebound, right? And Barkley, it seemed like his first year in the league got bigger and wider. He was super athletic, super fast, could just jump and dunk over everybody. But it took somebody like Moses Malone to come in and tell Charles Barkley to his face, man, you're fat and out of shape. And you're not going to get the way you need to get until you get in shape. And that's what Zion Williamson needs. Zion needs an older player, an older person to come sit down and tell him, man, you're fat and out of shape. And you're not going to get the way you want to get until you get your act together. And that's just my thing about Zion. I love him as a player. I think he's a great player. But he's fat and out of shape. Can't play basketball. Can't play basketball.
Tate, what do you think about this, man? Holla at us, man. Sean done ripped him apart. But why you think Zion ain't playing, man?
I think Zion had it made up in his mind that he wasn't going to play from early in the year. I didn't think he wanted to be in New Orleans. And but he let himself get out of shape, like Big G said, in the off season. He's never been completely in shape. And when he realizes it hires nutritionists and starts eating right and taking care of his body, I mean, he's already a beast out of shape. Imagine what it would be once he does those things.
Yeah.
But I think now he's out. He's with the team. He wasn't with the team early in the year, late way through the year.
No.
But he's with the team. I think now he sees potential. Since after the CJ McCollum trade, they've been winning games and they're not as bad. I think New Orleans might be playing themselves into keeping Zion. But I don't think they want to rush him out here. I mean, I'm more curious about why Ben Simmons ain't playing.
Yeah.
Over Zion. I mean, you know what I mean? Ben Simmons has some mental health issues, not making light of mental health issues. I personally think Ben Simmons just didn't want to be in Philly at the time.
Yeah.
And now he has something with his back and he can't help the Nets after they traded for him. But I like, just for the second year in a row, to shout out, and Big G to shout out the NBA, man. I mean, this play-in tournament is good stuff, man. You got 8 teams fighting for 4 spots in 6 games.
Right.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean, and all the games were great games except for the Atlanta Charlotte. That was a blowout.
Yeah.
But all the other games were really, really good games. So I think the NBA is on to some here for the second year in a row. I guess it was just a couple years ago, but it's hard to believe the NBA playoffs without LeBron and without the Cavs. It's usually hasn't been that in a long time. But yeah, so
I mean, so we'll talk about the LeBron James, thing in the Lakers. That tends to be Big G's favorite topic as of late. But let's talk about Cleveland, bro. Cleveland is a player away. They're like maybe 2 players away from a championship, man. This is your squad. Take this is your squad. I'm gonna let you take the first take on this one, man. But they're on just a couple of swings away from a championship. Go ahead, tell us.
Man, well, you know, as a Cavaliers fan through and through for the past 20 years, man, I mean, and we haven't been to the playoffs since I believe 1997 without LeBron James. And we thought this was going to be the year, but you know, we fell short in the playing games. We had 2 opportunities. I feel like we really blew last night. But we're a little disappointed as a franchise, as a team, you know, from a fan perspective. And I know the players are disappointed too. But I mean, we have an incredible young nucleus, man. You got Jared Allen and Evan Mobley, who probably will be the rookie of the year. Darius Garland was an all-star this year and probably may have a good chance at winning most improved player. I mean, JB Bickerstaff probably will come in second or third for his coach of the year. I mean, you can't deny Memphis's coach from getting that award. He'll get it. But you know, and then you look at we got pieces that we either can bring back or make moves with. We got Karis LeVert, you got Lauri Markkanen, Kevin Love in the final year of his deal. You know, somebody trade for him, they get a veteran presence that can still play, and they get $30 million come off the books in 2024.
Right.
You know, next year's his last year's contract.
Yeah.
You got Colin Sexton coming back. You know, I mean, you got Isaac Okoro, and then on top of that, the fact that we didn't make the playoffs, if we had made the playoffs, Indiana would have got our first round pick. We didn't make the playoffs, so now we get our first round pick. It's a lottery pick. It's probably going to be the last lottery pick, but it's a lottery pick. So you know, you can take that. You can make some trades with some of the players you got, and you know, so sky's the limit. The only people I know will be back next year for certain: Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, and Darius Garland. I like the direction we're going in. We won 22 games last year. We're projected to win 26 this year. We won 44. So I like the direction we're going in. I'm gonna say right now, next year we're gonna win 50 games. I don't know where we'll be seed-wise, because the East is gonna be a beast.
Yeah.
But we're gonna be a better team than we were this year. I'm pleased at the direction we're going and excited to be a Cavs fan.
Agree. And Big G, what do you think about that, man? Talk to me about how you feel about the Cavs.
Man, I got a burner, man. Me and Tate talked about this off camera, man. Tate said that they could end up, you know, they're in the lottery for sure. And they have a very low percentage chance. But just what if the Cavaliers land the number 1 overall pick? Do they put that pick with Markkanen and Sexton and go big game hunting, including bringing LBJ back to Cleveland, and have 4 of your 5 starters, and your starting lineup looks like Garland, LeVert, LeBron James, Mobley, and Allen, with Kevin Love and Rajon Rondo off the bench? Could that go down?
And Okoro.
I was just going to say, don't leave out number 35. Isaac Okoro is a monster.
Could that go down? Could that go down? And I mean, you know, people have always had conspiracy theories about the NBA being fixed anyway. But could that be the perfect scenario to bring LeBron James home to the Cavaliers? And with a team that legitimately could hoist the trophy that same year. That would be the most storybookish ending of all time, and probably of any career in the history of the NBA.
Is that a word, Big G? Storybookish?
Storybookish.
Hey, look, let me say this. And I'll say it publicly and I'll say it loud. LeBron, you're chasing the ghost of Jordan past. You want another chip? Cleveland's the place where you go get one, man. And you can go get one next year. You know, this team is that good, man. This team is that good. They're scary. They're super scary, and they're dangerous. And the thing that's really the scariest about them is they're young. They're so young, and they have tradable assets. They did all of this with no Colin Sexton. Right. You can trade Colin Sexton. You could trade Kevin Love. You still got the big stretch out there. What's the white guy's name? The big stretch that's out there hitting threes.
Larry
Marketing.
Marketing. Yeah.
Still got him. You know what I'm saying? So you could take those.
He's under contract for 4 years. They just brought him in last summer.
Listen to me. You could take Colin Sexton, your first round pick, and Kevin Love and go hunting. You know what I'm saying? You don't really even need to have the first pick. You still have a lottery pick. You can go hunting. I mean, for real. And, it's crazy. If you were to bring in somebody who, like a LeBron or Damian Lillard, somebody that takes you to a whole new place, that makes you unstoppable on the perimeter, what are you going to do with that team? With Evan Mobley and Jared Allen down low, what are you going to do with that team?
Big G, can you imagine as Garland and Evan Mobley both become more experienced? I mean, they both need to grow their games, but they still going to grow physically, man.
Right.
They still going to put on weight. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're kids. They're kids.
Yeah,
they're not really even close to being like full adulthood yet. They're out there playing with kids' bodies.
The swag that Garland plays with is amazing. I mean,
he had a bad game last night too.
But he's still amazing. Now, and let's talk about Trey. Let's not act like Trey didn't act a dang fool in the third and fourth quarter. Trey acted a fool. First of all, the little shimmy shake after you out here hitting half court threes, and then you're gonna turn around and shimmy on me. I might have to run through you and get a tech for the team. You know what I'm saying? Because I felt some type of way when he was doing it. I felt some type of way.
Hey, Mon, I said this, man. And Tate and Mon, I said this in our chat, man. How could he not be first team All NBA? How could he not be? I mean, it's between Luka, Ja, and him as the guards. You can't leave Trey off that team, man. You can't. He was fourth in the league in scoring or third in the league in scoring, X amount of like fourth or fifth in assists, and he got his team in and balled and got his team in.
He didn't lead the NBA in average points and average assists. The last person to do that was Nate Tiny Archibald. But he did lead the league in total points and total assists.
Right.
And he's the last person to do that since Nate Tiny Archibald. He just didn't – his averages weren't high enough. But total points and assists, that's something that hasn't been done in 40 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Got to be first team, man. Got to be.
Well, I don't know. Luka. You still can't account for Luka, man. Ja, I feel like Ja's a lock, but you can't account for Luka. Or if they leave Ja off, then you could go with Trey. But I mean, honestly, bro, I just can't. It's Luka.
You got to put some respect on Devin Booker's name too.
Yeah,
you got to put some respect on Devin Booker.
And they won like 66 games. I mean, Trey and them was in the play-in.
Right.
They made the playoffs, but I think they take some of that into consideration too, though. Your team, how good they were.
The seeding, definitely the seeding. Now that we've got all of the games together, and Tate, bring the schedule up for us if you could. Now that we've got all the games together, who's in trouble? That's what I want to talk about. Who is in trouble going into their first round matchups with the teams that they're up against? Who don't you like the matchup? Talk to me about that. Who's got a less than favorable matchup and they're the higher seed? Talk to me about that, G.
Well, I mean, it got proved today. Minnesota played, man. Minnesota already done popped Memphis game 1 at their crib. And it wasn't like, and I'm going to get on this dude here in a minute. It wasn't like Karl Anthony Towns, which I was going to change his name to known as Trash, if they wouldn't have made the playoffs, carried them in that play-in game. The fella that's been balling the last 2 weeks is that Anthony Edwards, man, the Ant-Man. Yeah. That's the real deal,
He's
man.
He's a bad man.
That kid is 20 years old and looks like a grown man out there destroying them. And I just think that series is going to go 7 games. And, man, I want to see it go 7 games because I think these are 2 of the 5 teams that moving forward is going to carry the league as far as with young talent, if they keep them all together, man, and that dang on Anthony Edwards impresses the brakes shoes off of me, man. He's the real deal.
Yeah, so you say that Memphis in trouble to Minnesota. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Hey, who you got, man? Who in the first round do you think is in trouble?
Well, I think it's obvious if we just look at the perspective from seeding, man. I mean, the Boston Celtics. I mean, anytime you got to play KD and Kyrie, even though that team hasn't played together a lot, and I mean, and Boston's been playing the best basketball in the NBA since the new year started. I mean, but again, even with all that, the best basketball in the NBA since the new year started, you got to play KD and Kyrie. That's a
good one, Kyrie. That's their nickname together, Kyrie.
That's a tough draw in the first round, man. I mean, so that's the one I would have to go with. But it's going to be a good series. That Minnesota-Memphis is going to be a good series too. But Big G, I mean, I got a nickname for you. We got to hold it though. But Carl Anthony Towns Dunk. But he played well today though. He played well today. He got 29 and 13. He was a big factor, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to slap sparks out Patrick Beverly sometime, though, man.
My gosh, man, Patrick Beverly acting like anything is possible. I'm like, man, what is wrong with you, man? Like, sit down. I know you wanted to beat your old team bad. I get it. I know you wanted to beat your own team bad, but you getting up in the press conference, drinking a beer, and acting like you done won a chip already. Hey, man, settle down, man. Calm yourself. Calm your nerves, man. Calm your nerves. I have to pick. I hate to seem like I'm piggybacking, man, but the trouble to me is both teams that y'all mentioned, trouble. Memphis is in trouble. They are in trouble. And Boston is in trouble. I can't. You're catching hot teams. See, this is what the playoff basketball, playoff football, playoff baseball. This is why those things are really, really, I'm talking about exciting, and they can go both ways, because if a team gets hot going into the playoffs, man, you Katie bought the door, because anything can happen. And you're playing pros in basketball. Professional basketball players turn it up a whole other notch. When they get to the playoffs, they really playing in. That's why you see them over there wrapping their knees and putting cold ice again, because they out there playing for real. It's going down. So when I say that Boston is in trouble, they're in trouble. But get this though, Marcus Smart is fixing to come to play. Jaylen Brown is coming to play. You know what I'm saying? My youngster coming to play. He coming to play. I mean, under 25, Jason Tatum, they on this squad. These youngsters is coming to play, man, for real. So, I mean,
I think it's going to be a series. I mean, Boston ain't just going to roll over. I mean, but when you ask about who could potentially be in trouble could be, what we say, Kyrie winning the game 7.
Right.
The fact that you a higher seed and you lose to a lower seed, that's where the trouble comes in, and that could definitely happen.
Hey, I got to tell one more team too.
I tell you who's not in trouble.
Who's that?
Philly.
Oh, for sure, it's over.
It's a wrap. They up 20 points in the third quarter, 21 points, 22 points. It's 75 to 53 with 10 minutes left in the third.
Hey, I'll tell you another team that better pay. They better hurry up and get these victories while Luka is down. Is the Utah Jazz, because if Utah don't come out of there 2-0 and they get a split and Luka come back, man, come on, bro. There's no way. They almost blew it today. At the 5-minute mark, they was up like 14, and next thing you know, Dallas tied it up. I'm like, man, Quinn Snyder, you are trash as a coach, man. You don't have nobody up no 14 points with 5 minutes and almost lose. That's ridiculous, man. Call timeout, break up the momentum, look all them grown men in the face and say, the next one of y'all that let somebody knock down a three-point line, you might as well go put your warm-up on and sit at the end of the bench, because you're not getting back in the game. We came to win. You're going to cost me my job. And so Quinn Snyder need to wake up, because he did it all regular season. They let them get team. They be up 14-15 in the fourth. And it's almost like that Donovan Mitchell dude, he makes him disappear because he doesn't run the offense through Mitchell. He runs it through everybody else but Mitchell. Man, put Mitchell in the post and give him the ball. That's horrible coaching, Quinn Snyder, and you might get fired for it. You better stop that mess. For real, for real.
Listen, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. At this point, Dallas is still deadly without Luka, but they let Dallas get another win. I mean, they let Dallas get a win while Luka's out, and if Luka don't come back this next game, hey, Katie bought a door. I've already told you, Utah's not beating Dallas with a healthy Luka Doncic. It's not happening. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't account for him. And the other thing is, G hit it on the head. Coaching. If you're not coaching in the NBA playoffs, you out of here. You might well just go sit down with everybody else and go fishing with the Clippers. Because really, it's really not one of those things you want to do. And Raptors, I'm just saying the Raptors should have just went ahead and got some of their fans out there to go through layup line with them, because it's over with. It's over. They down 20. They getting 20 piece. And it's over. What do y'all think about the Nuggets Warriors?
I don't know, man. That come on tonight, man. I don't know. Is Jamal Murray back? Is he coming back?
I don't think he's playing game one. I don't think he's playing in game one. But there's a possibility he can't play in the series, though.
They being Golden State have absolutely no answer for Jokic. None. But even
Wiseman's
with that,
still out?
huh?
Wiseman's still out?
I believe Wiseman's still out, but Wiseman ain't no answer for Jokic. He a bully that young boy, man.
Yeah.
But Steph's coming back, but who knows how Steph's gonna play? Man, out for about a month now, I think. Clay still ain't reached full capacity. You know what I mean? Draymond back is so. I mean, I think it could be a series, man, because Denver is well coached and plays good basketball.
Yeah. Aaron Gordon is the X factor in that series. If he gets hot, Golden State is in trouble.
Okay, so let's do this. Miami Heat, Atlanta Hawks. Who you got?
I got the Hawks. I got the Hawks at 6. I'm going out on the ledge with the burner. I got the Hawks at 6, man.
Ooh.
Trey about to give Kyle Lowry the business.
Ooh.
Come on, Trey. Hey, I'm cheering for that. I'm cheering for that youngster. I got the Hawks at 6, man. The Hawks at 6.
Who you got to take?
Man, I gotta take Miami, man. I mean, if I was picking bet money, if Cleveland had won, I would have put money on Miami to win because they're gonna be the favorites. I think Atlanta can give them a series. Trae Young obviously gonna get his, he always does. But we talking about Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, PJ Tucker, all that experience. You know what I mean? Then you got your boy Tyler Hero coming off the bench, and you got shooting with what's the kid name from Michigan?
Oladipo back too, right?
Oladipo back, but he ain't been done much. I don't think he in the starting lineup. But the kid from Michigan that hit all the threes, man.
I know what you're talking about.
Duncan Robinson.
Duncan Robinson. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they ultimately be too much for Atlanta in this series. And
I agree.
And Atlanta not gonna sneak up on nobody. Last year in the first round, they had the Knicks, who was happy just to get to the playoffs. Then the second round, they went up against Ben Simmons and Embiid crying and being off. Embiid came back a lot better this year, but with Ben Simmons, so now they snuck up on people last year. And it ain't happening. Miami ain't taking them for granted.
Yeah, I think that too. And I go with Miami. I think Miami's too much. Boston, the Nets. Who we got?
Brooklyn at 7. KD, Brooklyn at 7, man. KD, Kyrie is too much, man. Brooklyn at 7.
Who you got, Tate?
I'm going to say Boston, man. I mean, I think it's going to be a real tight series. It's going to be tough, but I just think ultimately the continuity of that Boston and rapport Boston's been playing together all year. And they play defense. You got Marcus Smart is the head of that snake. They still got Al Horford out there. We all know Jaylen Brown can play D. I mean, nobody's gonna stop KD or Kyrie. Stop them. But I think they can make everybody else, stop everybody else. So, I like Al Horford too against the big guy name for the Nets, man.
Andre Drummond.
Andre Drummond. Yeah, I like
Hey, he
I
tried
like
to
Al-
break
I
the
like- I
backboard
like
the
Al-
other night.
he
I don't
did.
know, man.
I like
Boy,
Al Horford pulling him out from the basket though and sinking threes though, opening up the lane for Tatum and Brown.
I got Brooklyn. I have Brooklyn in this series. Boston, you got to make me believe it. Youngsters gonna come to play, but Boston, y'all got to make me believe it. Milwaukee, Chicago.
The Bucks at 5. Get them out of here. Get them out quick.
I got the Bucks in a straight sweep, not a gentleman's sweep, straight sweep.
Ooh.
Wow. You think
I think the bus grade turning on, man. This is what they've been waiting on all year, man.
Right.
That's what they've been waiting on. They haven't showed us who they are as defending champs yet, but they about to.
Right.
I picked the Bucks, but I think it's going to be a harder series for the Bucks than you think. Chicago is my sleeper team. I don't think that they're going to beat the Bucks.
They're going to be
but
sleeper,
they're going to give them some.
They're going to be your sleeper team.
Hey, listen. I don't think that they'll beat them, but I think they're going to give them games, and they're going to have them in trouble. Definitely have them in trouble.
So what you got, 4-2? I know you ain't saying 7 games.
I'm saying 7 games.
Oh, no, never.
I'm saying 7 games, man. I'm saying 7 games. And I'm looking at it, as we're looking at the schedule, Chicago in Milwaukee, they losing that game 1. Chicago in Milwaukee game 2, I think they get that one, right? Then I think they get the first one in Chicago, right?
Man,
so
he got Chicago up 2-1. No,
right, you got Chicago up 2-1.
It's gonna be 3-0. It's gonna be 3-0 at that point. Sweet.
I got Chicago up 2-1. Then Milwaukee comes back, wins that next one, ties it up. Chicago get another one, and then Milwaukee win out. That's how I see it.
Think about it, because Milwaukee is their experience now, right? They've been in the playoffs for a lot of years. They know now to make quick work of these teams, man, as soon as possible. They're not finna be messing around, man.
Right. Get to the crib. And Milwaukee, Chicago, that's a bus ride series. That ain't no airplane. So they like, look, we go down here, we punish these boys at the crib. We go down there and punish them twice at their crib. And we take the bus ride home and chill and watch everybody else play it out. It's a bus ride. It's a wrap, man. It's a wrap.
Okay, all right. We'll see. Philadelphia, Toronto.
Get the broom out. Get the broom out. 4-0 Philly. Get it out.
Sweep.
Yeah, get it out.
Sweep.
I think so too, but I never, man. Doc Rivers coach teams always make it harder than they got to be, man. You know, Doc is the coach that's lost more 3-1 series where he's up than anybody.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, so they could be on their way to a sweep and then just cold fold and choke, man. So I still got Philly, but that's a possibility. And they done cut it to 12 since you talking about they getting 20 piece.
They
done cut it to 12 with 6 minutes left in the third. Now they cut it to 10.
Listen, Phoenix versus New Orleans.
Sweep.
I go 4-1 because I think Brandon Ingram is going to have a game where he goes bananas. But that Phoenix is almost impossible to beat. That's just my take on it. But Brandon Ingram is a thoroughbred.
I don't know if they're impossible to beat, but they're impossible for New Orleans to beat.
Yeah. Even with Zion big behind sitting on the sideline, they ain't no day. Even if he's
Zion on the sideline, in the
game, in the sideline in the game, it don't matter. They out.
Zion
eating beignets, dipping them in honey.
Dipping beignets in gumbo. Have the whole New Orleans experience.
Yeah.
Yo, Minnesota, Memphis. Already got one of these games out the way. Who we say win the series?
Timberwolves is 7. Timberwolves in 7. Game 7. They win. They pull it out. But they could end it at 6 though at Minnesota.
I kind of like that take Big G got there, man. I mean, they evenly match, and even though Memphis had a great year, I mean, great regular seasons don't always mean great postseasons.
No,
right?
No, and you know the season series, right, was dead even.
I didn't know that, but that
it
makes
was
sense.
2-2, and you know, looking at it, man, I believe that Memphis is in trouble, and I think I go with Minnesota. I go with Minnesota out of this.
I go with Minnesota also.
Yeah. We have Golden State, Denver.
Nuggets
we
is
got
7.
coming out of that.
Nuggets is 7. Joker is too much. They have no answer, like Tate said already. Nuggets is 7.
They have no answer.
You think it's 7? They take it to 7?
Yeah, because Steph's gonna get hot for 2. He might play like 30 minutes, but eventually he's gonna get his little legs together, and that Joker's gonna hit him for at least 2 games. So I like Nuggets in 7. But if Jamal Murray plays and Michael Porter Jr. plays, Nuggets in 6. Nuggets in 6, because they really ain't got no answers.
Man, you need to throw them fires up on some of these takes, man. I mean,
oh my God,
I ain't saying it's a bad take. It's definitely possible. It's not as outlandish as a lot of the stuff Big G say every other week, but you know, I gotta.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them. I'm waiting for the. We got to get on the grandiose burners. We got to get on the big ones. You know that set California on fire. Those are the ones that we got to talk about. You know, Joe Burrow sucks. We have to.
Man,
I got that for them.
I keep saying the Bengals suck, man, because I don't like them, man. Stop saying that mess, man.
You said Joe Burrow was trash, though. Now
I did, but I took it back because I hate the Bengals. Joe Burrow's not trash. He's not trash. But the Bengals
ahead of
trash.
yourself, huh?
Yeah.
Lastly, Dallas.
Hey, wait,
Utah.
I got to pick Golden State. And,
oh yeah, that's right.
I got Golden State still though, but yeah, Joker is a problem. But I just think Golden State figure out a way to win, and I don't see Golden State go out in the first round. I don't see it. Don't mean it can't happen.
Okay, so I definitely picked Denver in that one. I think Denver's.
We need to write these down and come back and revisit these series after each round.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, we can. We don't have to write them down. Guess what? They're on YouTube for us to go back and check.
Oh,
so
yes.
we know we can see it. We done put it out there, and just like Joe Burrow take. Joe Burrow take is out there online and on TikTok. Visit us on TikTok because we're there. That's on TikTok for you to see. Dallas Mavericks, Utah Jazz. Utah's up 1-0. Who you got, G?
I got the Jazz in 7, man. I'm gonna say this: if the Jazz don't win in the 7, they're breaking up the team. So Gobert, Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, y'all about to get traded. So either you win this series or you get ready to sell your crib because you up out of it. You up out of it.
There it is.
Yeah, and that's
that is as high as other ones. I mean, that's true though.
Yeah,
that's true. If Utah lose the first round, they breaking it up because Donovan Mitchell and Gobert already don't get along.
Right.
And one of them probably got to go. And you probably be easier to move Donovan Mitchell than it is Rudy Gobert because you already gave Rudy Gobert the max, and don't know teams don't necessarily want to pay the max for a big 7'4" center that's not a stretch big, you know.
Right. Yep.
I mean, so you know,
yeah,
but
I
think in that series, it all matters to me is if Luka coming back for game 2.
That's the thing that matters. That's the thing that matters. I think Luka's back. If Luka's back for game 2, I pick the Mavericks. If Luka don't come back game 2, it's Utah. It's Utah.
So
yeah, definitely.
I'm going with Utah, and I'm gonna jump out there and give a big burner, a hot one. Donovan Mitchell gonna average 40 a game in the first round.
Wow.
Ooh-wee.
Wow.
40 a game?
40 a game.
Let's do that again. Wow.
Wow. Yeah. 40 game, okay. Yeah.
I mean, because Dallas got no answer for him. Even Luka play. I think he scored like 36 today.
Yeah, he did. He did score 36. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, wow. So, being that this is our 50th episode, we have 2 episodes left, right? Until we've went 52 weeks in the year. I want to just kind of reflect back, man, and before, because I don't, that yearly episode, I don't think we'll have time to kind of reflect back until, we may do it video wise, but I'm just talking about right now. What would be your favorite moment that you've had doing the Know It All podcast? And I'm gonna start with you, Big G. What was your favorite moment? Like, what was the favorite time where you had the most fun?
Man, a couple of weeks ago, man, y'all already know how I feel about the Lakers. I told you several weeks ago them boys was TRASH, and I meant every word I said. They was full trash. I told you that Anthony Davis is always down, and his name will stay always down until he proves that he deserves to be in the NBA. So I had some great moments with some guests, but y'all talk about my burners, always down will be known by Big G forever for Anthony Davis.
Always down. Big Tate, what is your favorite moment here at the Know It All podcast?
Man, it's a lot of great moments, man. I'm gonna give you my 1B moment is when Big G finally had to admit that CJ Stroud was a good quarterback. Because you know how long we had to take to bring him there, Ma. You know what I mean? You can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Wow. Big G finally had to drink. But just from a comical standpoint, it just was a fun show. All shows is fun with you guys, man. But that show with Pierce Austin, man, where he did the backpack kid dance, man.
That was hilarious. Hilarious.
He said, when he made the joke about we wanted some of the hoodies, he said, I got to charge y'all because that's a lot of material.
Yeah, definitely. You guys, I think my favorite moment in the podcast was definitely, it has to be Pierce Austin, because realistically, we never really laughed, that much during the whole show. I'm just trying to tell you, that was just hilarious. And it was family there and being with, but there was also another moment that I want to highlight, and that was the moment where somebody said that they could still do a 40 and they could still run a 40 and I forget what. No, they could. We were interviewing. We were talking to Damu. And someone said that they could still run the hurdles in 11 seconds. I forget who said it. I think it may have been Tate. Was it Tate?
Tate lucky to be walking right now, man. I know I can still run on 40 in 11 seconds.
Was it G that said that he could run the hurdles in 11 seconds? Somebody said it.
It wasn't me. It might have been you.
No, because what I said was nobody on here is running anything in 11 seconds. I said nobody on here can even get a 40 in 11 seconds.
Shoot, we barely get a 20 in 11 seconds, man. With some of us with the bad knees and stuff we got going on around here, man.
Listen, that's not happening.
It's on the episode. You got to go back and just find it. I know it wasn't me that said it, though.
Yeah,
I think it might have been G, man. I think it might have been G.
Once again, I'm being incriminated with no evidence. So you could quit the games, dude. Find the tape and post it.
We gonna find the tape and post it. That's what we gotta do.
Yeah, for sure. Hey man, I know Ma too. You wanted to talk about, or at least Tate did, or all of us wanted to talk about some of the greatest sports moments.
Time out.
Yeah,
time out. It was Tate that said it. He said, "What you talking about?" He said, "What you talking about?" It specifically said, "What you talking about? I can run it in 12 seconds." I said, "There can't nobody on here except Damu run it in no 12 seconds."
I said that.
Yes, you said that.
How you find out so fast?
He got it on. He's playing it right now. He's playing it.
Yeah, I played it in my ear right now. from the Instagram page. Go check us out on IG, KnoitAllz, and it's on the Instagram page. 1244.
Well, hey, like if Big G can take everything back, I take that back. I can't run no 100, probably can't run no 40 in 11 seconds right now.
Man, listen.
Hey, Ma, but you know what's crazy though? Ma, we're gonna start getting you on some of your moments too, man. Because some of the stuff you do with the Dallas Cowboys is ridiculous. You know,
I've never been wrong.
Oh my. Okay. Keep it. Go next question.
Call me wrong.
Next question.
They lost to the 49ers.
Yeah, but I didn't predict that. I didn't say, you know what? I said I got to go with my team. No, I said I got to go with my team, but I'm scared of them. They're a hot team. That's exactly what I said.
Did they get 1,000-yard rusher, 1,000-yard receiver, and 5,000-yard passer?
No, he said 1 5,000-yard passer, 3,000-yard receivers, and 1,000-yard running back, which none of those things happened. 0 of those things happened.
Well, no, we got 1,000 yards rusher.
Who?
We got 1,000-yard receiver.
Zeke they didn't get 1,000 yards.
We got 1.
Zeke didn't get 1,000?
Man, let's go on and go get these stats, man.
Zeke was trash.
Zeke got 1,000.
No, man, get up out of here. Get up out of here. If
he
did, he laid across 1,000. Like 1,000 and he's just stretched it all out and made 1,001. Nah, he was trash. And what you call it, show didn't get no 5,000 yards passing. No, get up out of here. Now they might have got 1,000-yard receiver in CD Lamb or Mari Cooper.
But not 3 of them.
Yeah.
Zeke got 1,002 yards last year.
Like I said, he stretched Tate. When I'm telling you, he stretched that ball as far as he possibly could get it across that.
He got 1,002 yards.
1,002. Yeah, trash, man.
Yep.
Come on, man.
Yep, he had 1,002. So I mean, listen, and if Gallup hadn't got hurt, you know, we could have. If Gallup hadn't got hurt, I think we could have got there. But man, listen, honestly, I ain't been that wrong on my takes for the Cowboys. So you can get me on some stuff, but I ain't been that off though. I ain't been that off. See, you're high risk, high reward, G. You are a high risk, high reward type person.
So call it right now. What's the Cowboys' record this year? Call it right now.
Cowboys win 12 games this year.
416, 50th show at the 57-34 mark. I'm calling it back. And I'm putting you on straight blast on the KnoitAllz, and I'm just going to keep hitting the rewind, keep hitting the rewind. Every time he touches my Dallas, I'm going to just keep hitting the rewind and bringing it back up. Let him say it. Let him say it. Be like, no.
We win 12 games this year. We definitely win 12 games this year. Parting shots, you guys. We got parting shots. We got to get up out of here, man. What's your parting shot, Tate?
Man, my parting shot is, man, this is just another transition in the sports world, man. Far from season to season, man. We great get the NFL draft and league football. Even though the USFL starts tonight, though, we ain't talk about that. I'm gonna jump out there and say I got to keep it at home, man. The Pittsburgh Marauders are gonna be my favorite team. I don't even know who the quarterback is, who their coach is. I just know they play in the Steel City, so that's my team. But so we transition from out of NFL football. The draft is coming up. We'll talk about that probably next week. But we got NBA basketball firing up right now. We got the baseball season starting. So it's still a lot of good stuff going on, man. So that's pretty much my take for the close of the week.
Bet. G, parting shots.
OHIO. And since y'all want to talk about big burners, and y'all finally made me drink the Kool-Aid about Stroud, about 2 weeks left around that Rose Bowl, I was like, man. So since I'm riding with him, I'm all in, like Ma say. Big risk, big reward. C.J. Stroud will win the Heisman Trophy. Ohio State will win the national championship. C.J. Stroud will throw for over 3,500 yards, maybe 4,000, and have 3,000-yard receivers and a 1,400-yard running back and Travion Henderson.
Big G.
The Buckeyes is for real.